Hi everyone. I'm glad you're here to learn about GRC and cybersecurity. Um, it's a really good a really good topic to discuss, right? We're diving into an important area of cybersecurity called governance, risk, and compliance, which is always shortened for GRC. All right. So this field is all about helping companies stay safe and secure while following important rules, right? Plus, GRC opens up some great career options with lots of room to grow. So let's jump in. Let's get into the weed of things here. So first of all, again, my name is Victor Falano. I'm excited to have you here for this workshop. I've put this together to show you how to make six figures in cybersecurity, even if you don't have any IT degree experience or any certifications as well. Now, let me start by introducing and telling you guys, right? Because I'm joining you from Austin, Texas. And over the past 15 years, my journey has been, as much of self-discovery as it has been about career growth generally, right? So early on, I had a clear vision of what success looked like. But over time, that definition evolved, right? I realized I wanted more than just a job. I wanted to contribute in ways that felt meaningful and impactful to the world, right? And I was able to do that. And prove that you don't need to start with knowing everything. You just need to start with belief, right? You're not limited by your circumstances, your failures, or your past. You're limited only by the belief you have in yourself, what your thoughts about yourself are, how you think about yourself. So today, remember this. From nothing, you can create something amazing. Your journey might be tough, but I promise you it is worth every step. Okay? So let's get into the weed of things here. So my initial career path led me through various fields, right, including sales, service roles, and business consulting. Each experience was valuable and taught me something unique. Yet, I felt that there was something greater to strive toward. And after reflecting on my goals, I discovered cybersecurity and specifically governance, risk, and compliance as a field where my skills and value could truly align. Now, I've been in cybersecurity for well over a decade, earning big bucks, and my life looks completely different, right? But the best part, like most cybersecurity jobs, I work remotely. I spent last summer, working out of, the beach in Bahamas. And I'm not saying this to show off, but to just let you know what is possible. With the right approach, mindset, and guidance, you can achieve similar career success and fulfillment, right? That gives you that flexibility that you want. You can spend a lot of more time with your family, friends, and with other things that you want to do in your life, basically. So let's get started, right? Exploring GRC. So exploring careers in governance, risk, and compliance, we will cover what GRC is and why it's so important in cybersecurity and the kind of career opportunities it offers. We'll look at the main GRC roles, the growth potential, and some key non-technical skills like communication skills, problem-solving skills, good judgments that are helpful in these roles. So just think of today as a roadmap that gives you kind of like an insight into this rewarding career, okay? So why is GRC important, right? Why is it that we're talking about GRC and we kind of like just, it's everywhere? Let's start with the basics. Like I said before, GRC stands for governance, risk, and compliance in simple terms. And again, it's all about keeping companies safe and making sure that they follow important laws, rules, and regulations. Okay. So governance, which is the first part, right, sets the rules for how a company runs. Without this, every company will spin up and just do whatever they want, right? They will just, spin up a company, do whatever they want, and there's no one to put them in check. So because of that, we have governance, which sets the rules for companies on how to run their company ethically, right? We also have risk management, which is about spotting risks or possible risks and making plans to mitigate those risks. Okay? And risk can come in many forms. It can be financial risk, reputational risk, it can be anything. So risk management takes care of that, which is the R, right? The middle. I've talked about G, which is for governance, R for risk management, and then the last one, which is the C, stands for compliance. Compliance makes sure that the company follows these rules that we talked about in the beginning as it pertains to governance. Okay, so everything now makes up GRC. GRC is important because it helps companies, like I said, stay safe and trusted. You can think of it as the team that keeps everything in check. Now, a lot of people, when they hear these terms, they say, oh, what is cybersecurity? You can't really do that. You have to be extremely technical. You have to know how to code. You have to know this. You have to know that. Before you can learn cybersecurity, you need a year. You need 6 years. So there's so many misconceptions when people hear cybersecurity. And I'm going to break it down for you. So think of cybersecurity as a tower, right, that encompasses many things or many disciplines, right? Take medicine as an example, right? Doctors. We have general doctors, people that just know about, they're just generalists, right? And then we have doctors that will also go ahead and specialize, maybe like surgeons, for instance. So they've actually taken a part of medicine and they're saying, I want to specialize here. I want to be the best. I want to know everything around here. It's very similar here, what we're talking about. So cybersecurity in general, right, means protecting computer systems and digital assets from things like hackers and unauthorized access, right? With people stealing like people's personal details, credit card information, financial details. So cybersecurity is meant to protect people against such things. And it covers 8 main domains. So we have risk, security and risk management. We have asset security. We have security architecture and engineering. We have communications and network security. We have identity and access management, security assessment and testing. We have security operations, software development security, and then IAM, identity and access management. Now you guys can see that actually cybersecurity is broad, right? Which is true. It's a broad discipline. Now, we won't go into the details of all these today, but keep in mind, you don't need to be a tech expert or wizard to start in cybersecurity. Remember, GRC is a specialized domain within cybersecurity. So this is, like I said, it's very similar to how, we have doctors do, we have general doctors and then specialized doctors. Okay? So you can specialize in GRC without learning all the technical stuff like coding or software development. Okay? Now, why is GRC such a big deal, right? Why is it that everyone is talking about it? Companies are scrambling to find GRC professionals. First off, it's all about safety. GRC's practices helps protect companies from major risks. And when I say major, I actually mean in the sense, right? Then there's regulatory importance and compliance as well, which means ensuring companies stick to the law. Because if we don't have it, companies will do things that will get them sued pretty easily, right? So GRC is what keeps them on track. to make sure they do things the right way. So that refers to governance. GRC also builds trust, right? Both inside and outside the company. When GRC is done right, it prevents costly fines, protects reputations, and creates a solid and reliable workplace. Think about a hospital, for instance, right? As an example, if they don't follow safety regulations, they could put patients' data at risk, right? So you go to the hospital, you give them your details, your date of birth, your email, your SSN, things like that, which are pretty sensitive, right? If there's no proper GRC in place, right, to prevent those sensitive information from leaking out, can you imagine what would happen? It's going to be a bunch of chaos everywhere because we're going to have people's data flying around, which is not a good thing, right? So I hope that paints you just a little bit of a picture of why GRC is very important. Okay, same thing with your credit card data. If you go to the mall, you go out shopping, there's what we refer to as PCI DSS. If we don't have a GRC framework in place to help companies, Amazon or online stores, make sure that they are following the framework to protect your data, then we're going to have a big problem because we're going to have everyone's details, credit card details flying everywhere because hackers will be able to penetrate and be able to sell these things. And this is why GRC is important. And now with the advent of AI, machine learning, with the advent of, IoTs, right? These amount of cyber attacks, data breaches that we're seeing, it's skyrocketing and it's alarming because people nowadays want to shop online. People nowadays want things done the easy way, the easy route, but they come with their own pitfalls, right? And this is why GRC is helping because we can't stop it, right? I was watching the news the other day and I saw that, we have a company now that's going to be selling out like robots, basically to homes, to do your chores, to do things for you. And we're going to be living among robots. I mean, in the next couple of years, it's going to happen. Now, imagine a situation whereby you buy a robot in your house to do chores for you, and then someone hacks into that robot, right? And then they try to use that robot against you, try to monitor what you're doing, look at you, whatever you're doing, they're trying to monitor that. Can you imagine how catastrophic that will be? This is why, as technology improves, the need for cybersecurity professionals and GRC professionals increases. So the GRC career landscape and then popular GRC roles that we have, right? We have compliance analyst, data policy analyst, risk manager, IT auditors, security policy advisors, GRC consultants, and the list goes on, right? This is not exhaustive like I mentioned, but let's tackle them one after the other, right? So for compliance analyst, these people keep abreast of new technologies that could impact companies' risk, right? They assist in the development of and maintenance of compliance and policies, and also procedures in alignment with regulatory changes and best practices, right? So the truth of the matter is in every vertical, maybe it's finance, healthcare, banking, whatever, we always have what we refer to as regulations that people need to adhere to, right? And these are the things that someone like a compliance analyst would do. Let's say, for instance, a compliance analyst that works at a bank will make sure that he or she is very familiar with PCI DSS, which is a framework in GRC that deals with payment card industry, like I mentioned earlier. This role, if you're starting out as a newbie, you can expect to have, land up maybe something in the realm of 115K. Now it depends. There's a range because it depends on the company, your location, and things like that. Okay, we also have data, excuse me, data protection analyst, right? So these guys, they work in collaboration with others to develop data security policies, to optimize data, and protect how data is being safeguarded in the company. So data protection analysts will make sure that they're looking for risk in the company to make sure that they keep protecting the data and it's not leaking out, like I mentioned earlier. And these roles, they pay a lot as well, usually in the six figures. We have risk managers. These guys, basically, they develop risk mitigation strategies to reduce potential impacts on business operations, right? And on how these things work, and make sure they prepare reports on risk findings and they communicate that to the leadership, right? This role, the range is probably between 90K to 130. But like I said, this also depends on the company and your location. So it's not set in stone. And how well you can also bargain or like make sure you negotiate with the company. We have IT auditors. These guys are the guys that, after you've said to your company, okay, we've put in place a GRC program, we have our frameworks done, we have all these security controls in place, the auditors will come to make sure that you're doing what you said you're doing. So sometimes there are internal auditors which companies will hire to come and do that job for them. And also we do have external that will come to verify that you actually are compliant. And again, what we've seen so far, I live in Texas. So I want you to take this salary range with a pinch of salt, because it really depends. If you live in California, you might be commanding something way more than this. So it just depends. But usually they're also, in the six-figure arena. We do have security policy advisors, which are guys that kind of like advise you on how to implement your security policies. They advise management on security practices to protect organizational assets as well, right? These guys as well, somewhere in the six figures, I would say. We have GRC consultants. If you are the type of person that want to just maybe make lots of money, right? This is a very good area, especially if you're experienced, if you have the right set of skills. Security, GRC consultants will fetch you a lot of money. The reason being, you can consult for multiple clients, right? So if you consult for client A, B, C, and they all pay you, let's say, 150K each, you're commanding probably almost $500,000, depending on how you do your things, as long as there's no conflict of interest, right, within those clients. All right. So in general, GRC salary in US is, the national average that we have is around 145K, which is about $70 an hour. That is the average if we're kind of like chopping things in the middle, right? You can definitely make much more and you can be making much lower. So it just depends, but that's the average. Right. So now, according to a 2018 report, right, 80% of hiring managers says they don't look at cybersecurity or related undergraduate degree as one of the most important employment qualifications for employment. So this is saying to you, you are not at a disadvantage if you don't have a computer science degree or a cybersecurity degree or an engineering degree. You are not. According to the same report, the hiring managers say they instead want to work with job candidates that can handle problems with grace and mesh well with their office culture. In other words, 3 in 4 hiring managers felt that a person's soft or non-technical skills were among the most important qualifications to consider when hiring for a GRC person. How cool is that? They prefer a person's soft and non-technical skills as a more important qualification over what your discipline was in school in particular. So let's say you went to school and you studied history or whatever, or arts. It doesn't matter as long as you have those soft skills. Okay? Because at the end of the day, GRC is about communication, working with people. How well can you work with people? How well can you inspire your team? Those are the things that matter, right? Those are the things that actually matter. So let's kind of like go into some of the success stories of the guys that we've kind of like mentored in the past. in this role. Because the truth of the matter is, like I've said, all this information I've given out, you can do it. If you can read, you can write, and you can comprehend, you can be a GRC and cybersecurity professional. It's not that hard. It is not. So let's get into some of the success stories. If this, I hope this will kind of like inspire you. We kind of like pick some of our past students to showcase here as well. For instance, we have Rebecca. Rebecca wanted, she wanted to just do more from what she was doing earlier. And then she went from a low-paying job, she said she was boring, and now she's a fearless cybersecurity person after coming through us and going through our apprenticeship program, right? We have Faith, the same way, came through us, now a GRC analyst. We have Sonny. Sonny's case is very, very interesting because Sonny was actually, Sonny DM'd me, right, and asked, hey, I heard GRC is very good. Is this true? Can I get in even though I don't have much of this background? And I said, yes, you can. If you're smart enough to study, to read, to write, to comprehend, you can land a job there. It's not a big deal. He was hesitant, but he joined our program. And then after graduating, a company hired him and relocated him to Georgia, right? And then they didn't just relocate him, they got him a car to use, they got him a house, and then relocated him and his family. So Sonny is doing great right now. I think we have one of his testimonials on our platform as well. Same thing with Tosin. Olu Tosin Salami graduated from our program, and 2 weeks after, she landed a job at a bank in Florida. And she was so surprised because she said to me, I was preparing to land a job a year after I graduate. I never knew I would be able to land a job in 2 weeks right after. So these are like people, from all walks of life that have actually done it. Another interesting story. This is Sunday. Sunday used to drive a yellow bus. So basically, he would drive kids from schools to schools. And that was what he did for work for years. Until he came in contact with us and he was asking us questions. Is this possible? He was telling me he was tired because it drives from morning till evening, right? Long story short, Sonny is a cybersecurity professional today. He's been doing the work for quite a while now, and doing, amazing. He goes on vacation, he works remotely, he's earning six figures, and his life has really turned around. And then these are just some of we just kind of like copy some of the reviews from a website here for you guys to see the possibilities in this career field as well. We've seen Samuel, Samson, Joanne, and a lot of others. Okay, so let's talk about soft skills, right? Let's talk about what is really needed in this space. Because we've been talking that you don't really need to be technical. You don't need to know how to code. Then what do you need, right? I guess is a question you're thinking about. You need soft skills, which I'm guessing you already have. If you're able to just see this ad, right, from Baddies in Tech, and then you decide to join this program or this workshop, that means you're very keen. You want improvement. You're seeking for the right type of information, right? Which already cuts you as some of the people that are needed. So what are the soft skills anyway? We have communication skills. You have to be able to explain complex topics simply. You have to have problem-solving skills, finding ways to fix or prevent issues. You have to have ethical judgment, right? Making sense of data and figuring out what matters. Critical thinking skills, right? Making sure that you're able to think about things critically, not just hearsay, not just someone said, but making sure that you're able to analyze something based out of your own thinking objectively. That's important in GRC. And then collaboration skills. That's key. If you can't collaborate, this might not be the type of career for you. But if you're a collaborator, if you're someone that likes to, if you're good at communicating and talking to people, which I believe everyone is, then you're just quite good for this career. Now, why do soft skills matter? Simply because in GRC, you're not just managing processes. You are collaborating with people across different teams. Being able to communicate, understand, and work well with others is just as critical as knowing the technical side of things. Very important. So if you've ever solved a problem in your life, or persisted through a challenge, or pictured your ideal life, then you have these skills. And these are what hiring managers are looking for in candidates for a six-figure cybersecurity role. Okay, now let's talk about the career progression, the career pathway, and some of the certifications here, right? You might start as a compliance analyst or risk analyst, but there are plenty of opportunities to advance. You could move up to senior roles such as risk manager or head of compliance or chief risk officer. And these roles pay lots of money. They pay a lot of money if you're able to even land them, right? And then certifications, they're not like, certifications are good, but we've seen people that have certifications and they're still not able to land jobs, right? So it's kind of like, at the end of the day, you have to know your stuff. And that is what I think matters the most. So GRC cybersecurity career path that we've had, right? We've got cybersecurity areas here, which is on the top. We've got GRC, we've got IAM, AppSec, we've got all of this other technical stuff. But again, you do not need to be technical in order for you to be a GRC person. Now, remote work and flexibility in GRC. Why is GRC flexible? Another fantastic aspect of GRC is the flexibility it offers. Many roles allow you to work remotely, which is great for achieving a healthy work-life balance, right? If you're like a family person, you've got kids, or you just want to explore, you want to travel, you want to do more as well while you work, this is a great role for you. You can find GRC positions across various industries, including finance, healthcare, tech, government. And this diversity means you can find a niche that suits your interest and lifestyle, right? If you're looking for a role for flexibility, GRC is worth considering. Now let's talk about the demand and for this role. There's currently a worldwide shortage of cybersecurity employees. In fact, according to a market analytics firm, Burning Glass reports, compared to the 30% increase in general IT positions, like maybe project management or other roles, the number of cybersecurity job postings has grown a whopping 94% since 2013. And according to ISC Square research, there are nearly 3 million cybersecurity positions waiting to be filled globally if you have the right skills. In North America alone, there are about 900,000 unfilled positions. And that is 4 times bigger than the average employment growth, right? And the growth rate of all occupations nationwide in the US. And like I mentioned earlier, with the rise in cyber threats, GRC demand will continue to boom. The cybersecurity job market has grown a lot since 2013 with nearly 3 million positions open as well. So this gives you guys some perspective as to what's out there and the opportunity that you can grab as well. Because I know a lot of people would say, are you sure there are jobs? It seems that lots of people are talking about GRC, but then the opportunities are there. You just gotta grab it. Okay. The field is growing rapidly and about 15% every year. Sectors like finance, healthcare, and tech are in their need of professionals who can manage risk and safeguard data. Right? You guys are aware of how technology is going, right? We've got like AI is really, really changing things. But the good news is AI is never going to touch cybersecurity. If AI is replacing lots of people, lots of different roles, not with GRC. Because with GRC, you need to be human to do it the right way, at least the complete 9-yard. So companies are investing in GRC to prevent data breaches and protect their reputations. So with the rise of privacy laws and data protection concerns, the demand for GRC experts is at an all-time high. And this is a great time to get into this field before it's too late, right? So these are just the job stats that we have here that I'm showing, which shows you like the different stuff. And here we're talking about governance, risk, and compliance. We kind of like circled that in this presentation for you. All right. So next steps. As you consider your journey into GRC, I want us to also talk about like what it might look like. The truth of the matter is you can gather a lot of information as well online. You can go on YouTube, you can go on Google, you can even use ChatGPT AI to try to learn and try to do this by yourself and try to see if you can even break into the industry. It's possible, but there are easier ways. And what is this? What's an easier way? My school of thought is this: if you want to learn something or if you want to do something, just go get someone that has done that thing before. If you want to be a good soccer player, be friends with good soccer players. If you want to be rich, be friends with rich people. If you want to, whatever you want to do, find a mentor or find someone that has done it, because that is just going to take away lots of headache and it will make your path easier. Okay, so here's what we have. We have a program called Cybersecurity Job Accelerator Program. And what does it do? This program will equip you on how to land these high-paying cybersecurity roles without needing you to go back to school for an IT degree or without needing you to have like a prior experience. So you learn the in-demand skills top employers want through hands-on labs and expert-led lessons designed for beginners, right? And by the end, you have the knowledge, the practical experience, and the confidence to start applying for cybersecurity jobs. Okay? That is what I think would make a lot of sense. And if you're ready for that, then, I need to say congratulations to you. If you're excited about diving into the world of GRC and you want to take the steps, type GRC ready in the chat and let's connect. Let me see your name there as well. Now, at MyIT Academy, we also have something very key and important. There's something missing that a lot of schools, a lot of boot camps, a lot of people that tell you that they train cybersecurity. There's something that's always missing, and that is, you get to these schools and then they give you theoretical slides. They give you slides. They let you watch videos. And some will show you around like, this is what to do, this is how to do it. But then you graduate, you leave the school, and then you feel like, what did I do? What did I really learn? And that is what separates us. We give you hands-on training. And we prefer to even call it apprenticeship. Why? Because we put you in a production scenario. We make you feel like, okay, you're on the job. These are the things you need to do. These are the tasks you need to perform. And how do you do that? So we've gone above and beyond to even build out a platform, a GRC platform, referred to as CyberMap, cybermap.ai. It's an AI tool that's coming up that will be helping everyone that's ready to land a GRC role do that easily. So we will be giving you access to that. As a matter of fact, if you're on this call, you can really just go to cybermap.ai and join the wait list, so that you'll be the first among the people that will have the first dip when it launches later this year. Okay, now another thing, if you're interested, like you've said, book a one-on-one call with us. You get to talk to myself or any of our career advisors and ask as much questions as possible, and we will guide you through the entire process. We will answer your questions. If you're having anything, if there are doubts, we'll also be able to clear that for you as well. Now, what does this include, right? We want to work with 10 people. We want to give them the personalized guidance that's needed for them to land a job in this field. And what are you going to get when you join us? You're getting a community of lots of people that have already gone through a program and they're still there and they're already GRC professionals. You're going to be part of that. You're going to have an apprenticeship life coaching that I've just described, GRC training program. You're going to have a personalized, revamped resume, cover letter. And then what's most important, right? Interview prep 24/7. We'll make sure we'll prepare you so that you don't just go into interviews and you're scared and you don't even know what to say, and they ask you a question and you're fidgeting. A lot of this happens to people, but not people that go through our mentorship program. We'll make sure to prepare you for the things that you need and give you that as well. Okay. Also, we have 3 months on the job support. So like I was saying before, we do have also dedicated career advisors for you that will give you one-on-one career guidance and support. Okay. And then, so what would happen now is if you have any questions around GRC in general or around the program that I just described, feel free to put that in the chat and I will be picking your questions and I will try my best to answer them before we run out of time as well.